Hola! Hello, my name is Danica, and I am here today to talk to you about the country of Peru for their cultural fair presentation. So, let's get started. Bienvenido a Peru. Welcome to Peru. So, the first question is, ¿Dónde está Peru? Which is, where is Peru? Peru, you can see, is on the west coast of South America. Here's the major map. South America, the whole continent. Can you know where that is related to North America? North America's up here. So you can see South America's here, and here is North America, where we live. So let's look a little closer. Peru specifically is next to Ecuador, Colombia, Brazil, Bolivia, Chile, and is bordered on the west coast with the South Pacific Ocean. Here you can see some major features such as the rivers, their capital, Lima. And we'll learn more about Peru throughout this presentation. So let's continue. So here's a few facts about Peru. Here you can see their flag here with the country colors of red and white, and the shield, the crest, here in the middle. So Peru is the third largest country in South America. It covers an area of 496,225 square miles. So it's bigger than Texas. Oops, I jumped. Just a second. Bigger than Texas and just smaller than the state of Alaska. There are approximately 30 million people that live in Peru. The capital is Lima, and the primary languages spoken are Spanish and Quechua. All right, so now let's talk about the geography of Peru. Peru has three main regions: the coastal, the highlands, which are the mountains, and the rainforest areas. The Andes Mountains run along the western side of Peru, and they rise to the altitudes of over 21,000 feet. The coastal areas have both deserts and fertile valleys. The rainforest is a large region filled with cloud forests and rivers, which are part of the Amazon basin. All right, having looked at the geography, let's look at some unique animals to Peru. One of the really famous animals from Peru, you may know, is the alpaca and the llama. So they also have some cousins. So in Peru, there's 4 species of animals that belong to the camel family, known as camelids. There's the vacuna, the alpaca, the guanaco, and the llama. So in Spanish, too, we say the double L as a Y. So in English, we call it a llama, but in Spanish, we say llama. So one question is, how do you know if something is an alpaca or a llama? The alpacas are actually smaller. They have a softer coat with longer hair. Llamas are much bigger and can weigh up to 500 pounds. In Peru, llamas are used as pack animals to carry heavy loads in the mountains. The vacuna are wild animals that live out in the Andes Mountains and are the national animal of Peru. The guanaco is a wild animal that lives in dry, open country in the mountains or in the plains. Guanacos have a calm attitude, so people started to train them and domesticate them for use as pack animals. Llamas are their domesticated cousins. Some other really interesting animals in Peru are the, oops, we jumped our slide here for a second, back up, are the puma, the speckled bear. If you look really close, it looks like he's wearing glasses. The Andean condor, and the pink dolphin of the Amazon River. All right, so having looked at some of the famous animals of Peru, let's talk a little bit about the ancient civilization of the Inca in the Incan Kingdom. So the Incas were an ancient civilization in Peru, and they established their capital at Cusco. The Inca civilization was part of ancient Peru. Its rise was between the years of 1400 and 1533, and their whole empire eventually extended across western South America, from Quito in Ecuador in the north. Let's see if I can get up here for you. Okay, from Quito up in Ecuador, all the way down to Santiago de Chile in the south. You can see the markings here. It was the largest empire in the Americas and in the world at the time. The Incas were amazing architects, builders, farmers, and astronomers. They even invented a system for counting. They had a peaceful empire with a big road network. And their farming they developed using terraces, and we'll see that in the next pictures here. So here you can see Machu Picchu, which was the home, go over here a little bit, home of the king's summer palace. And you can see that it was really a large area built way up high in the mountains. And it's one of the mysteries of the ancient world. And there were no wheels or metal tools used to build. So you can see here, they did this all with hand tools, and they stacked each block individually to fit just perfectly. Isn't that amazing? All right. So now that we've learned about where is Peru, a little bit about the general facts about Peru, some of the famous animals, the Incas, now let's take a look at the traditional clothing and food of Peru. All right, so in Peru, the traditional dress for people is to wear ponchos, dresses, and layered skirts, tunics, hats, chulos, and other native pieces of clothing. The traditional costume of Peru is very colorful and bright and very original, although some of the clothes are very, very, very thick. However, while some people choose to dress with traditional clothing, many people dress just the way we do here, as we'll see in a little bit when we see pictures of kids in schools. So in Peru, there's a couple of crops that are very, very important. One is corn. In Peru, there's over 55 different varieties of corn. So you can look in our picture here and you can see all the different beautiful varieties of corn. And for potatoes, if there's anybody there that likes potatoes, there's over 3,000 varieties of potatoes. Did you know that there were that many? There's also something called quinoa. It's a grain, and they have 5 varieties of it. Quinoa is a really interesting grain. It's very high in protein, and it's very important in traditional diets in Peru. And it is, when you cook it, it's very light and fluffy. Kind of like couscous in a way, but very different. All right, let's look at some popular dishes that people like to eat, because food is always fun to learn about. So in Peru, there are over 500 national dishes that are popular. So let's take a look at a few of them. We're just going to go from left to right. Here's a ceviche, which is a dish made with fish and lime juice. This is lomo saltado here. In the center, we have my kid's personal favorite, which is a dish with chicken and a chili sauce, and it is called ají de gallina. Here you can see kind of some beef on a stick, skewers, called antichuchos. And here is a dish made with rice and beans, and it's called taku taku. Are you hungry yet? All right, having looked at food and some crops, let's talk a little bit about modern Peru today. So first, let's look at school life. In Peru, children go to school just like here, and there are public and private schools. Many children, even in public schools, wear uniforms to school. You can see this in the dress uniform up here at the top. Or some schools or children prefer a sport uniform in the center. At school, kids learn many of the same subjects you do with your own teachers: math, science, social studies. The children also learn in Spanish. However, in some schools, there's another language they can learn in called Amaya or Quechua. And the kids go to school for about 12 years, and they start in preschool, and they are required to go to preschool, and then they continue for 12 years after that. So in some ways, it's very similar to here. In some ways, it's different. But you can still you see kids being kids, having friends, playing on the playground together, just enjoying their life and their day all together. You can see their classroom here. Looks like they're having a good time. All right. So in closing, we're going to look a little bit at Peru today. Peru is a big country with many modern cities, such as the capital Lima, which is known as a hub for famous restaurants, museums, churches, parks. It is a country of modern life and ancient traditions, with beautiful beaches and rugged mountains, Amazon rainforests, and high deserts. Like many countries, it is a vibrant and beautiful place full of wonderful people. I hope you enjoyed our visit today, and I look forward to hearing any questions you have. And I hope you can visit Peru.